Doug and Commish Show. We are back. Hips versus the Killer Bees. Hips is 4-4, coming out of the mighty Shula division, and Killer Bees coming out of the Lombardi division, 5-3. Let's go with the quarterbacks. Kind of a little bit of controversy here. Steven, do you like Donovan McNabb or Phillip Rivers better?
I want to go McNabb, who, unlike Romo, specializes in prime time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he's going to have upper 20s.
All right, upper 20s. Mike, do you prefer McNabb over Rivers here?
Yeah, McNabb over Rivers, and I would actually go as far to talk to the Killer Bees and say to start Palmer over Phillip Rivers. Palmer's going against Baltimore at home. Giants are giving up less points to quarterbacks than the Baltimore Ravens are.
And the Ravens' defense is not what it used to be.
Right, their pass defense. Their run defense is all right, correct?
Yeah, and their pass defense isn't. I would start Carson Palmer here. He's also had the extra bye week to prepare for Baltimore, which I don't think he necessarily needed, but I think it would obviously help.
Right. I gave you Palmer.
Yeah.
Play the man.
Yeah, well, I hate Phillip Rivers, so that's another reason I wouldn't want to play him. Anyway, running backs, D'Angelo and Frank Gore on the Bees side of things versus Ryan Grant and Ricky Williams. We'll leave your Wildcat thing in just a second. What do you think?
I'm going to give the edge to the Killer Bees on this one. Okay. I like Frank Gore against Tennessee. He had that 80-yard run last week. I think they get him the ball a few more times this week against Tennessee because they're going to be ahead, I believe. Yeah. And Gore's going to get probably about 18 to 20 carries, something like that.
Okay.
That's 100 yards right there.
He'll end up getting about 16, 17 points this week. Okay. And I really don't see Ricky Williams doing much. Ryan Grant should have a good game, but I still give D'Angelo Williams and Frank Gore the edge.
Okay. I really like Ryan Grant in this matchup. Obviously with the Wildcat, that's always iffy because you don't really know how much Ricky Williams is going to be on the field or not. But D'Angelo Williams and Frank Gore, this one's going to be close. And I think that Ryan Grant is going to have to carry the hips if he's going to want to win this category. Steven, any thoughts?
I got a little bit of special insight from the commish here. John Fox from the Panthers, coach of the Panthers, owns the Saints. Just flat out owns the Saints. The only way that you are going to even come close to beating the Saints is ball control. That's what Carolina is built on, especially since Delhomme can't pass.
It's Delhomme.
It's Delhomme.
Anything else? Any other insight?
Yeah, I'm not even halfway done yet.
Well, finish it. Taking forever.
So they're going to line up Stewart and Mr. Williams in the backfield. Big day for Williams, not for Delhomme.
Okay, so you got the Killer Bees. So do you. I am going to go out on a limb and say that Hips wins this category barely. All right? We go to the wide receivers. That's fine. We go to the wide receivers. Santonio, Mike Sims-Walker, and just where I'm going to stop because Hips is running 2 tight ends. But if we go to the wide receiver stuff on the Killer Bees, do you see anything you like over there especially?
I love the Killer Bees wide receivers this week. Brandon Marshall, kind of like Heath Miller for Pittsburgh. I believe Brandon Marshall will be the one to get any fantasy points for Denver. And I love Ocho Cinco this week. And I love Bobby Wade this week at Jacksonville. I think Killer Bees has the advantage here too.
Now, they did just pick up Chris Chambers, and then you got Dwayne Bowe. What's going to happen to Bobby Wade's targets?
I think he'll be all right.
Think so?
Yeah, I think he'll be all right.
All right. Steven, any thoughts on the wide receivers?
No.
All right.
No. No real good thoughts.
I like Mike Sims-Walker against Kansas City. Santonio Holmes just isn't really doing much in the regular season right now. He's a couple double-digit games, but nothing too fancy. I do think that Mike Sims-Walker is going to go crazy this week, but I don't think it's going to be enough to beat Killer Bees here in that category. But we move to the tight ends, and he's got John Carlson and Antonio Gates, the Hips does. Carlson's going up against the Lions. Although we kind of debate the Lions rule, I will say I think it comes into effect here with John Carlson.
I don't. If I was to give the edge here, I would give it to the Bees 1 tight end over Nipples 2 tight ends.
Okay.
Gonzalez is a stud.
Yep.
Washington is just as bad as the Loins, if not worse, as a franchise, as a team, defensively.
Washington's not giving up any points to tight ends.
No.
But
they blow.
They will.
Give them some time.
Yeah.
So don't you think after blowing for 8 weeks, they'd have more than giving up 1 touchdown to a tight end?
No.
No, that's
They also
stupid.
play the Lions, who don't even have a good tight end.
Okay, that's fine.
You like Hiller or Helen?
Who?
Will.
I don't like Will.
Well,
Pettigrew can't catch.
anyway, Antonio Gates, John Carlson. So you're going to go with the Bees. Who are you picking on that?
Gates is questionable. If he plays, I'm going with Hipples.
Okay.
Hipples to go because Gonzalez isn't going to score much against the Redskins. I don't believe.
I think Hipples has this category fairly easily. I don't think it's going to be any contest. Anyway, anything you guys see on the defensive end of things?
I think both teams are going to get lit up. The Ravens are going to get lit up, and the Cowboys are going to get lit up.
All right.
And they might both be in the negatives. I'm not sure. The Ravens may get a special teams touchdown, so they might get some points. So maybe I'll give a small edge to the Hipples.
Okay. What do you think this comes down to? Who do you have?
I got the Killer Bees.
Okay.
Originally I thought Hipples, but as I went over the roster there, I'm going with Killer Bees by about 100 to 80, something like that.
Okay.
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a great game. I just see the Killer Bee riding Williams and Gore in the John Fox rule. Plays effect here. Let's roll it up for the Killer Bees in a close one. It's going to be within 10.
I'm going to go with the upset special, and I'm going to pick Hips on this one. Although I don't want him to win, and I am cheering against him.
Wait. It's not an upset.
He's 4-4, and Killer Bees is 5-3. How's that not an upset?
I thought we usually go by projections for upsets.
No, I think we usually go by records. No? All right, then.
If you go by record, yes.
Okay, by records, we're going with the upset. By points, I'm going to take Hips to beat
Hipples
as expected.
Is a 13-point favorite.
Okay.
We don't count that.
Evidently, we don't. Whatever. I'm taking the Hips. Bees.
Gotcha.
We'll be right back with our next matchup.